Welcome back once again, my wonderful tome readers. Second to last stream of the year. Barring any issues at work Tuesday, I will still be able to stream on New Year's Eve, though not terribly late because I will have an early morning Wednesday. But yes, we are going to be playing until we finish the story here. For one, because if something happens, this will be the last stream of the year, but also the story feels really, really close to the end game. So I'm hoping we still have enough to do a 2-hour stream, but I think worst case scenario, it shouldn't go much longer than a 3-hour. So I hope you're all prepped and ready for that as we hop back in for the last time to Tavern Talks, which I'm going to start with a big swig of drink because I've got something tickling in the back of my throat. The last time we ended off with a fellow innkeep stopping in, giving some words of wisdom as we worry about our adventurer friends who come in for quests, and how majority of them have been sent off. The ones who have not have stayed in town to research. So, let's go ahead. Oh well, guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium I'll come up with a catchphrase. Now it's time for the evening shift. I think I know who this is. For those of you unfamiliar. Oh wait, we don't have the rumor anymore, do we? Oh, here it is. A stranger comes to town who apparently likes plum crepes and has spooky armor. Not quite black. Actually, no, maybe this isn't him because this is green. Plum is a purple. But it is odd timing for a new character to appear in the 11th hour. Let's see, do I want to do another deep, more masculine voice for him? Versus my own? I think that'd fuck my voice a bit too much. We're going to be doing a bit more of a voice like this. Little higher, hint of some sort of accent that has perhaps been trained out of him. Yes. Hello. Greetings, traveler. Nice armor. Is it new? No. Doesn't it seem familiar? The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? You know, I imagine this place differently. It's nice. Thank you. But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you? I like it here. Though, your visit is making me consider moving soon. It's not advised to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually the past will catch up to you. Oh, I figured. What brings you here, really, Quasar? You know, this and that. I paid Morrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year. What for? Sightseeing? Trespassing? You broke in? No, of course not. I walked in. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. No one came forth to greet me, so I had to let myself in. That was a bit rude of you, no? Rude. innkeeper, politeness has always been a virtue I stand by. I don't remember you as a polite person. Your mind must be failing you. The manor was derelict. Seems like even vampires are abandoned eventually. Inside, broken glass and blood speckled the ancient halls. A shame. It must have been such a beautiful estate once. But I didn't dwell too long. I took the chance to get what I wanted without any inconvenient interference. And what would that be? Curious as ever, aren't you? That's why I made it my job. But being nosy. Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk. You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets. I don't manipulate. I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Duskbringer, would want? Just a little blood. Ingredient for the execution of a grand design. Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans. Speak for yourself. Maybe time has changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same. I had to make sure you'd recognize me, after all. How could I ever forget you? Seems like it was pretty easy for you. Moving on. It wasn't. Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern. Is that why you're here? Throwing your accusations around? No. I guess I just wanted one last chat, now that everything's coming to an end. I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So, how are you doing, friend? I'm full of hope for a better tomorrow. That doesn't worry me one bit. It can only go up from here. For you. How are you doing? Do you even want to know? It's my job. My tavern is open to everyone. Your protective spells beg to differ. They let you through, didn't they? So, how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest. Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you still remember what I taught you. Of course I do. It's okay. It's okay, Andu. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. No, petting's not helping Andu. Don't you worry. He wants triple charisma. Well, you know what? Nothing special for him. Let your heart bleed upon the counter for me, asshole. Charisma at the bottom, because we know he's not going to want it any other way. Defense between it and offense. So I'm sure he's got some biting remarks he wishes to send our way. How about this? Sweet and chatty. Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day. Did you think I'd forget? Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people. Ouch. It seems like people are right about one thing, though. And that would be your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction. Alter their destiny. I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors. Will you support my endeavor? As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern. Oh, how noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic, like nothing's changed. I like it that way. Make decisions for people, leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do. I help. You help, sure. You always like to help when it is most convenient for you. When it got people to love you. I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them. I never forgot them. Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare they leave me with nothing but the stars staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light, is all you've done with your freedom, this dastardly achieved freedom, this. There's still blood on your hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up. That I'm not like you. It doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands. They are gone, Quasar. Not for much longer. Soon the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow. A new horizon unhaunted by still ghosts. Quasar. Innkeeper, why would you do something like this? Don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed. The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless, and some decisions aren't easy. Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia. An ambitious task. I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences, but no. Instead, I choose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up. I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take. Everyone was dead. I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side? To never be alone again? We did. Didn't they deserve the same? They did. Then why are you here and they aren't? I don't know. Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little. That's not true. Do you still ponder about the meaning of life, watching the stars? No. There aren't any stars anymore. And it's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that. So naive. So stupid. Meant everything to me. Don't lie to me! I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet. A declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice. A demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it? They are alive. They can be saved. They are alive indeed. What you should ask yourself is for how much longer? And if the time comes, will you run again? Not this time. But you sent them to their deaths, did you not? I sent them to stop you. I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home. Why is it not? The game's not progressing. Oh. So he's been watching the entire time. The bird that's been there the entire game. Oh. He knows what we sent them out to do and the methods we gave them. Oof. Okay. Interesting. Care to explain? I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now. You know, I value my privacy. And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this, Quasar. I don't. But I will. Anyway, I've got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation. The offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past. I can't. My place is here. What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit. have moved on. You should try it sometime. Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I needed you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend. Or not. I feel like this little tune for the end of day thing probably should have changed for this. It feels wrong hearing that little dee 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 right at the end of that seriousness. 34th of the astral moon. If I recall the dates correctly, we still have the 35th the next day, and the night of that is when the whole plan goes into action. So we're going to save before this in case something happens. I don't know why it would, but I'm concerned. Okay, we've got Millie, we've got Archie. Good morning, innkeeper. Good morning. How's your research going? Well, we did a lot of it. That sounds good. Yes. I can smell a breakthrough right around the corner. Are you writing that down, Archie? What? No, of course not. No notes are being taken here, none. Archie, I told you already. I might be the best detective in Vasoa. This might be the meeting of a lifetime. But the investigation has to come first. How are you going to have time to write a book about my detective career if the world ends in a few days? I mean, it won't, obviously, because our friends are super strong and awesome, and we're super smart and awesome. But we should still focus on backing them up. I'm sorry. Seems I can't help but gather materially for now. You're a very impressive detective, and I fear what will happen if I stop thinking about my books. Is this what I think it is, Detective Milliner? I'm afraid it is. Excuse me. It's the severe case of the nerves. Quick, innkeeper, we need a remedy. Only your most revitalizing drink will do. Does the patient agree with the prescription? Really, it's not that serious. Thank you. Perhaps a cure that'll boost my toughness is just what I need. On it, Patient Zero. Patient Zero is a little rude for a nickname. Let's see. What do we got at the high end? You know what? I think he's earned a steel tonic. Let's see. That wouldn't help. Yes, pine cones to help him chill, so to speak. We're going to put all the flightiness at the bottom. Oh wait, this isn't going to work, huh? Alright, never mind that. Undo, have some dexterity. Okay, what else instead? Wait, why was I trying to fill it all the way? This will work. I'm just an idiot. Okay. Okay, 2 there. We'll do the other offense. Last the defense here at the beginning. Get him started. Why did I try to get all the way to 3 decks? That was stupid of me. May this drink not be one of your tougher challenges. This is excellent. I could write a novella about the superb taste alone. I really appreciate the effort to cheer me up. I suppose I've been worrying more than I realized. How can I repay Rishmay? You shouldn't just bear your worries silently. I would accept an update on your research as compensation. Certainly, we are happy to oblige. I thought my knowledge of tales and myths could serve us well in identifying another weapon to slay evil. So I questioned as many scholars and turned as many pages as I could. That does sound exciting. It might have been, if I'd managed to find even a hint of anything useful. Exthralaberry is nothing but a legend. The Lance of Loignis might be real, but it proved impossible to trace its location. Don't even get me started on the history of the Sword Balmer. My research ended in total failure. Don't say that. We wouldn't know that there aren't any other weapons if you hadn't looked. It just means we have to move our research focus to something else now. Like my investigation. Oh? Like I mentioned the other day, I really wanted to look into who this weird bad guy really is. With a plan like his, he can't just be some random nobody. His plan does have a certain je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. It's just so mustache twirlingly malicious. I bet he has a mustache. Yeah, that sounds about right. In any case, he must have left some traces that we can follow. And if we can figure out his real identity, we'll know his mortal weakness. Like an old wound? Exactly. Someone who wears that much armor must have something underneath. So we'll just have to wait until he takes it off. Once he takes a bath, we should... Actually, I don't think this is a good idea after all. Still, Carolyn always says the more you know about your opponent, the easier the victory. But this guy is like a ghost. No one has seen a hide nor hair of him before all of this started. And here I thought armor like that would have made him super recognizable, with the flowers and all. I did look up what some of them mean, the ones Clay was able to identify. There are petunias and marigolds, which symbolize resentment, anger, grief, and mourning. So that told me absolutely nothing, besides that he's a bad guy with some big feelings about the world. Duh. Then I got an idea. What about other well-known necromancers? Maybe we have a repeat offender on our hands. No one really seemed to fit, though. I was really close to ripping my fur out. But then I remembered all that stuff about the sigils. There actually was a necromancer that died when the portals opened. So I dug that file out of my pile and yes! If the creation of the portals broke a sigil, then that can't just be a coincidence. Therefore, this necromancer from back then must have faked their death and rebranded themselves the mustache-twirling, green-armored bad guy that we're facing now. Shouldn't you be doing that pointing thing now? I'm just not feeling it, Innkeeper. I know it doesn't add up, okay? I'm sorry, Archie. This isn't the revelation of truth that it should be. When you write your book, the detective should definitely be pointing at something. Pointing! Yes, I'll write that down. Good. Can't believe we couldn't find anything. Melly, who taught you that word? We need to have a stern word with them. Who taught you that word, Melly? Wouldn't you like to know? How... well... what are you planning on doing now? We need a new perspective. Maybe there's something we haven't considered yet. That's why we brought some of our research materials with us. Wouldn't a library be better for this? Well, maybe. But there wouldn't be enough space to set up the conspiracy board. You brought the board here? Yep. Thanks for letting us set up here. Okay, well, begin. Back, bye. I hope it's okay for us to take up some of your space. It's fine, Archie. You can go ahead. Much appreciative, Innkeeper. Ah, yes, the gumless voice. Well, don't you look chipper? It's good to see you too, Una. You can spare me the pleasantries. Long day? Nah, I just never really into all this research mumbo-jumbo. I was surprised when I heard you volunteered for the research group. Your info-gathering game is weak, Innkeep. I just chose the activity that's the least hassle. Too much exercise isn't good for the retirement spirit. But I don't need to tell you that, do I? Before you get another word out of me, though, I'll need something to get my energy back. The whole frantic research atmosphere really tired me out. Something to bring your strength back, got it. Alrighty. The Sailor's Courage. Some hastiness? Yeah. She said too much exercise no good for old bones, but we'll see about that. Something to loosen her tongue at the bottom. Some defense to keep it from mixing with the combative words that she most likely likes using. What am I missing? Ah, yes. A bit more. I forgot that tooth does take away a little bit of charisma. So I have some sailor's courage, ma'am. Tell us all. As I swap positions. For the sake of my knees. Okay. Here. For all that heavy-duty crocheting you're doing. I feel like I could crochet gloves for an entire army with this. Got some more adventurers stashed away in those back rooms of yours? Just some more frantic researchers, I'm afraid. So, what else have you been up to? Just making sure Grace and Scully don't work themselves into an early grave for the most part. Any news on that front? Are you in the mood to be underwhelmed? Listening to what my patrons want to share, whether good or bad, is a key part of my job. Spoken like a good little innkeep. As for their research, not many surprises there, to be honest. The damage that breaking the scissors did is pretty much irreversible, as expected. That teleportation spell Grace is looking into is also not getting any less dangerous. Even with all the modifications she's making, there's still a good chance of it backfiring. And by good chance, I mean like 70%. What kind of backfiring are we talking about? Like, killing you? Like killing you instantly, exactly. Oh. How are Scully and Grace feeling about everything? They're taking it in stride, or they're just too stubborn to give up, I'm not sure. That does sound like them. What about you? Me? All of this must be pretty disheartening. I mean, not really. These kinds of doomsday scenarios just lose their impact after a while in this line of work. I've lived my life. I've made my choices. Now, I'm just doing what I want either way. If the end of days comes knocking and I'm on my porch, crocheting and drinking, I'll have no regrets. you're not on your porch. You're here, looking after the people trying to avert that doomsday scenario. I can't believe I had to hear that from you. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I could offer you another drink to wash it down. No, thanks. Unfortunately, you've got a point. I guess I got swept up in it all, this a little. Sure is weird. What is? Caring. Not like I need to elaborate. Preaching to the choir and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure, whatever. Let me just ask you this. As you are, will you have no regrets when all of this is over? You couldn't just let me have the last word, huh? No way in I'll leave you to contemplate that, I guess. Our Molly and Archie here. In the back. I'll go see if young'uns need some company. Damn, was not expecting that level of wisdom from her. Oof. Okay. You've probably got good news. They come in with smiles, and though I can't see Kyle, that's probably a limitation of the 4 seats the bar has. Good mythical afternoon, adventurers. Good afternoon, innkeeper. Does this afternoon seem mythical to you? It seems wet. Sorry about that. We didn't have much time to dry off before coming here. The floorboards should be able to endure it just this once. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay if you want to leave now, Baya. We all made it back safe. Okay. But please keep the blankets. I could make some soup. We should be good for now. Thanks, Baya. Where are you headed, Baya? The swamp. I want to talk to my friends. I see. Goodbye. Let the tree know if you need any more help. I will come. Stay safe, Baya. Spit it out already. You've been chewing on this ever since we escaped from that mountain. It's just, I feel bad, alright? So, had a good time? Read the room, innkeeper. My apologies. More importantly, have the others come back yet, innkeep? They haven't. It's a waiting game then. Great, my favorite. Right, innkeep, this is where you come in with a drink. I'm gonna explode if we keep brooding like this. We're not that rogue fella. Which one of my drinks would be of aid? Not sure what could help soften the outcome of our quest, but maybe protection from disappointment. That might do. Certainly. You know what, I'm feeling first snow. Because they were reforging a blade. I can't get frost armor for double for ice theming. That won't work. The new lotus things? Yeah, we got a bit of a dragon's blessing in there. And no need for offense anyway. Let's see, we'll put this swiftness at the bottom. Oh wait. I put too much. Oh. Put too much dexterity in there. There we go. Then some defense. Keep them saved with a little bit of the charisma at the top to make it more palatable. First snow. Here we go. And oh, I just got the achievement for using every infusion at least once. Perfect. I hope your disappointment will be just a distant memory after this drink. Thanks. This takes the edge off. Didn't realize my shoulders were so tense this entire time. Can I offer you two a drink as well? I'm fine, for now. Count me in, innkeeper. I didn't really want to think about it, but perhaps understanding where we failed wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh no. I'll see what I can do. Silent Owl. No, Peak Sunrise. A little bit of brightness to it as well. There we go. A bit of inspiration on top of it. Let's see, we'll put some swiftness at the beginning and the end. Then the charisma. Last bit of intelligence. And the other swiftness. Right. Okay, Peak Sunrise for the chaotic wizard who likes evocation. This might be just what you're looking for to understand the meaning of everything. 42. What? Weird. I don't know where that came from. But this is good. My synapses are firing at the speed of light. Here's my conclusion. We might be really, really fucked. Was it that bad? You don't even know the half of it. Wait, this can't just be it, right? Race and the others should have figured something else out by now. You probably have some quests in store for us for playing C, D, and X. I'm sorry, Hex. Archie and Melly couldn't find any new leads. Grace and Scully are still at it, but from what I've heard, they haven't found much either. That's... Come on, innkeeper, stop joking around. I don't think this is very funny. Neither do I. Then what are we even doing here? What? If the innkeeper doesn't have any quests for us, why are we wasting time here? If you haven't noticed, the world might be ending soon. We failed to create the world-saving weapon, and now we're here to what? Have a nice chat? Boy, you're mighty close to overstepping there, wizard. Well, maybe someone needs to say it instead of just lazing around. Hicks, sit your arse down. There's no time to lose your cool. We aren't just here to chat. Information about the group that went to the Twilight Chasm will reach this inn first. At this point, we need to know their fate. It'd be foolish to go run around without a plan. So, are we cool? Yeah, we're cool. Good. While we wait for the others, I guess it's time for another story, Innkeep. I'm looking forward to getting some context. Right. After our chat the other day, Kyle and I went to pick up Hex. I'm surprised to see Kyle wasn't with you right now. He asked Baya to bring him to Morrow Castle on his way back. He seemed to need some alone time to say goodbye to Evelyn. Aren't you worried he'll get lost on his way back? Kinda. Though Hex drew him a pretty good map. Let's hope he doesn't forget how to read maps. Soon after, Care and Baya picked us up. They just stepped out of a tree right next to us. Baya was pretty excited to take us to the Highlands. Apparently, she'd been pen pals with Yeti and she'd never gotten the opportunity to visit. And then whoosh! Whoosh? Yeah, One minute we're surrounded by nice and lush woods, and then the next, vast mountains. Snow. A lot of snow. You guys suck at descriptions. Our journey to the highlands was so fast it's barely noteworthy. It was impressive. I mean, sure, evocation is obviously the superior school of magic. I suppose such a feat of conjuration was pretty cool, even though nothing blew up. Then you had to keep blabbing to Baya about it until we reached the village. Well, Grace would have killed me if I didn't ask for details. While the view was great, we were pretty disoriented. Even when we found the village Clay told us about, no one could point us towards the temple. Kara looked like she was getting ready to throw people around if they continued saying they couldn't help us. It was clear that no one there knew anything. Even though we still had no idea where to go, we left the village. That's when Baya let out this gut-wrenching scream. It sounded kind of like this. Oh, I guess that's all explicitives if it's blanked out like that. Thanks. I really appreciate you replicating that scream. But why? Hey, you guys insisted I stayed to tell the tale. Oh, hey, Melly. I said, did someone die? Oh, hi, Lenny. Good to see you, Melly. No one died. Hex just got a little too excited. Oopsies. I see. Well, make sure not to scream like that anymore, or no one will know when you really need detective on the scene. After all, you don't want to be the next boy who cried detective. I'll keep that in mind. I'll go back to the board then. So, Baya let out a scream. We had no idea why she did, but before she could explain, we heard some loud footsteps approaching. It was hard to see with the heavy snowfall, but a huge silhouette was making its way towards us. Kara almost tore into it as soon as it was close. But before we knew it, Baya rushed forward. Almost attacked by his pen pal. You actually met the abominable Yeti? Really nice fella. Also pretty good with directions. They pointed us toward the temple. And there it was. Lo and behold, the Temple of Ur, where the flame of Leviathan is kept. Sounds blasphemous. The trek up there was brutal. There was so much walking, I thought my feet were going to fall off. It wasn't so bad, really. The winding path looked nice with all that sparkling snow. It's easier for you to say. You just vaulted right over all that rubble. You're too impatient. Kyle cleared the rubble away eventually, didn't he? Guess we did get to the gate eventually. It was closed, of course. A gigantic wet slab of stone in weathered condition. There's one thing I know about this sort of thing, it's that gates like this one are super inconvenient. Sure, they're pretty good for defense, but what are you going to do if you want to pick up a package and it slams shut behind you? You hide at the end of the doormat, of course. Right. Since I'm such an amazing wizard, I found the doormat really quickly. What he meant to say is that he stumbled upon a mechanism by chance and then destroyed it. It worked out fine in the end, didn't it? I totally knew destroying it would open the gate. It was already half broken anyway. The welcoming community was great. I love having spells flung at me without warning. Not ideal, I'll admit, but our fire resistance and that dexterity really came in handy. Also, Carolyn and Kyle hunted anyone that got too close to us without issue. The priests were unexpectedly tough. They wore these white gems all over their bodies that proved to be extremely hard to break. Absolutely dripping, if you know what I mean. You spend too much time with an ego. In any case, I usually prefer a less deadly atmosphere for forging my weapons. Everything would have to happen very quickly once we got to the flame. I just have to trust my preparations were enough. At least it was pretty obvious where we needed to go. That altar towering above everything else. 94 feet. The sprint up there was their death sentence. And then I saw the altar. What did you see? That's the thing. We saw nothing. Nothing. No great flame of Leviathan. Just a devastated altar. And an empty basin where the flame should have rested. We were so foolish. The clues were already there when we were approaching the temple. All the rubble, the poor state of the building. The flame was extinguished during the flood, long before we ever set foot in the highlands. Should have known that an eternal flame was too good to be true. Not even Dragon's might is made to last forever in this world. It's all such a waste of time. You can imagine our shock at what we saw in Keeper. The realization slowly began to settle in. There would be no way of forging that weapon. Nothing to wield against the necromancer. Up there at the altar, everything was so quiet. The priests hadn't reached us yet. There's just the sound of the wind. And the crushing disappointment we were all feeling. Then the whole temple started shaking suddenly. Seems like the impact of the flood was the only thing we didn't notice. The place had its guardian. Turns out the whole time we hadn't been walking on a stone path, but on the body of a quiver. Its snake body unwound from around the temple while its wings lifted it into the air. It looked majestic. The sun reflected off its pure white scales that shimmered iridescent in the light. When its gigantic head was level with the altar, we could see an enormous gem embedded between its eyes. It shone in every color imaginable. What I wouldn't have given to work with an opal of such fine quantity. It's good to hear you guys had a mythical moment there. I, for one, was worried about the overgrown snake with wings. The thing reared back and then bit off the altar tower. Would have been really cool if it hadn't also carried us up into the air. It was pretty clear what its goal was. Never been so thankful for taking a wizard along. Though that feathery descent spell could have come in a bit earlier than like 5 feet before hitting the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. Chanting while falling at terminal velocity is kind of hard. I'm glad you weren't transformed into pancakes. We landed somewhere the quiver must have been rested before. There was no snow, so we urged Baya to work her magic and create a tree tall enough for us to step through. That would take some time, though. I also noticed a bunch of loose gems around the place we landed. Very similar to those worn by the priests and definitely related to the quiver. Though the fact that they were just laying around in piles was curious. That was quiver poop, wasn't it? Most likely. I wasn't complaining. I'd never seen such durable opals. While Freya was busy gathering those gems, the rest of us were keeping an eye out in case the quiver struck again. We didn't have to wait long. I don't know what we would have done without Baya. Her vines covered us like a dome and deflected the blow, just barely. I knew they wouldn't endure another attack, so I readied my blade. no matter how reluctant I was to attack a guardian. Due to the previous attack, we could see a bit of the outside through gaps in the dome. We only saw the wide of the snowy landscape, and then suddenly, the bright yellow of one of the Guiver's eyes. Hesitation would have meant death. Just as he was about to pull back for another bite, Carolyn struck in the eye. Just in time. We pulled her through the tree with us and escaped. We stopped by Baez and then headed over here. So that's that. Never had such a depressing walk back to the tavern. Oh, quit your yapping. You were going on and on about this all the way over here, too. That's easy for you to say. After all, you got those gems. Great for your stupid competition. Some of us were a bit put off by the quest failing. Why don't you just come out and say what your problem is? My problem is that you're acting like everything's fine. Did it stop? Seems like it. Is everyone okay? More or less. Yeah. What about Millie and the others? I need to... I'll go. Alright. Thanks, Rhea. I'll take my leave. We told our story. No other reason for me to stick around. This might not be the case for you guys, but I have people I actually care about that I need to check on. Goodbye, Hex. It's getting late. There's always room for you upstairs if you get tired, Carolyn. It's fine. I'll keep you company. Things must be really dire if you're offering that. What do they say? Desperate times calling for desperate measures. And we just got an achievement called Last Dawn, which looks on their faces is not promising. Keep it. Okay. Where are the others? Then he goes outside, trying to calm Voy down. You didn't want him to throw up in your tavern. Did he have a panic attack? I hope Tia isn't giving him too hard of a time about it. She isn't, right? No. Where is she then? Gone. She's gone. She left? No. She's dead. Tia can't be dead. You're right. She's way too stubborn to die. Well, she did. I'm sorry. That's awful. Yeah, you don't have to tell us that. Is anyone else? No. You got away just in time. That's good. That's good. What about Fable? Did you see them there? In the castle, maybe? No. We didn't find them. Though... What? I found a bunch of broken arrows not too far from the portal. They were all engraved with pretty flowers. I think they were there. They just didn't come back. hope they're okay. Maybe with a drink, they would have been okay. What do you mean? You didn't make him a drink, Innkeep? We had a bit of a fight. So you willfully endangered them? I had hoped it would stop them from going. Nothing could ever stop Fable from helping people, you idiot. I realize that now. You should thank the dragons I care more about my friend's eardrums than I care about yelling at you. I already regret it well enough. Don't you worry. Better if anything happened to them. If they end up like Elitha, I know. Me too. We shouldn't have left without her. Her body wasn't exactly cooperative. We couldn't have taken it with us if we tried. Don't call her that. What? An it? Clay. He's right. Have some respect. I'm just saying. Well, stop saying it. Alright, you three. Calm down. No need to spill more blood. Please. Tell us what happened. What does it matter? We abandoned her. That's what happened. We didn't do that. We sure abandoned the world. Our angel would be disappointed in us. It's not like we had much of a choice. You would say that, wouldn't you? What's that supposed to mean? You always run. Of course you wouldn't choose anything else. I ran because I have something to get back to, Clay. So did she. Okay, how about a drink for calming all those nerves? No. Time and place. I'll take one. Need to tell you what happened after all, even though I rather wouldn't. Got anything to make it easier? I'm running out of secrets, though. Don't worry. There's no need for treating today. I don't have anything to wash away regret. Maybe I could get you something to make the words flow easier. Is there a drink that does both charisma and defense? Yes, 1,000 wins. Okay. A little charisma at the end. Then the defense in the middle. Front load charisma. Here. Thanks for this little taste of normalcy. So I don't really know what to ask. Did you stop him? No. Oh. He was faster than us, somehow. Melly and Baya drew some map to the portal so we could get there quickly, but when we arrived, we found a note stapled to a tree. It read, "If you value your lives, go home." He knew you were coming? Apparently. Jade and Tia argued about what to do, but we didn't exactly have a lot of options. So we went after him, right into the Twilight Chasm. It was... calling it the realm of nightmares seems like an understatement in retrospect. Wouldn't have made it without Voy. And Tia's light. And Tia's light. We ran into the necromancer on his way back. Didn't even catch him before he got to Ur. He looked unharmed. It's ridiculous how easy it must have been for him. In his hands he held an axe shaped like a dragon's talon, pulsating with magical energy. It was smaller than I thought it would be. Magic weapons do tend to be size adjustable. Oh, right. Maybe it would have stand a chance if we hadn't walked right into a cluster of nightmare creatures. I thought maybe they'd be a good distraction for him too, but the necromancer called on them for aid in the chasm's tongue. Voice said he promised them freedom and endless nightmares. And just like that, they sided with him and we were up against a necromancer, a god's axe, and a horde of monsters. We thought we were well protected. The frost armor, it helped at first, get the creature's sharp claws at bay, but whenever the necromancer got close to one of us, he'd cast some sort of modified fire spell first thing. It melted our armor and most of our defenses. At least we were fast enough to avoid most of the attacks thrown at us. Guess I was right about the speed. Doesn't feel that good, though, without Tia here to hear my "I told you so." The fire must have been difficult for you, Nils. It was. I managed not to get caught in it until we were pushed to the edge of the Twilight Chasm, back to the portal we had entered from. That's where he was heading to, back towards Gaia. The others had already been pushed out by the nightmare creatures, but I was still in his way. When his fire magic hit me in the chest, and I stumbled backwards, falling onto the jagged ground, I froze. I wish I hadn't, but fear took hold of me, and I couldn't move. I lay there, charred, bleeding, terrified, and he just looked at me. I thought, this is it. It's over. I'm going to abandon Melly after all. And then, after what felt like an eternity, he just walked away through the portal. Left me there. Alive. I scrambled after him, of course, after I regained my senses. I don't know why he spared me. Maybe he briefly remembered he has a fucking heart. Maybe. It doesn't matter, I guess. When I charged back into the fight, it looked even worse than it had moments ago. Every time a monster went down, he just brought them back up. We couldn't break through, couldn't even get close to him, until Clay cut down 4 of them at once. Tia was quick enough to take advantage of the opening. Suddenly, she was face to face with a necromancer, fighting him one-on-one. Right in the middle of the moon pools, under Cassiopeia's light. It's true, you know. You can see all the 7 moons reflected in their clear waters at once. It would have looked beautiful if it hadn't been for all the blood. I tried to get to her and help, but I kept getting swarmed. Teia's blood is gold. Did you know that? No. And I wish I didn't know. Yeah, me too. I'll spare you the details. She fell and he struck her again and again until she stayed down. And then he brought her back. Her body, that is. Artia wasn't in there anymore. She would never have fought Clay willingly. I was trying to get to him, but she just wasn't letting me through. I couldn't hurt her. She's my best friend. We kept trying to fight, kept trying to channel our anger into victory against him. But I couldn't stop thinking about who was going to end up with empty eyes next. When I heard Clay scream after Tia cut through his shoulder, I had to do something. So I yelled out for all of us to run. Nico pulled Voy away, cleared a path for us to escape, and I tried to pull Clay away from Tia, away from his own death. He's much stronger than me, though. So I called out to Jade for help. For the record, I think we're cowards for leaving, but Tia would have beat my ass if I'd have let Clay die. It was the right decision. You decided to save each other. Tia would have been proud of you. I don't know about that. But at least we're alive. At least you are alive. Jade helped me pull Clay away from the fight, and we ran. We ran, and we ran until Voy collapsed. And when he got back up, we made our way to your tavern. And now we're here. I'm glad you all made it back, but I'm sorry you had to go through all that. Why did we have to? Why didn't Cassiopeia save us? Save her. The dragons are neutral. The dragons are... Sure are. The real is the madman who killed her. Have to go back. I don't think that's a good idea, bud. We have to. We have to retrieve her body. He can't have her. Now we can use her to navigate that stupid portal, and she would hate that. She would hate being turned into another monster he can use. If we can't get her back, we at least have to bring her here. To give her a proper burial. We can't do that, Clay. We don't even know where they are right now. If we had stayed, we might. But we didn't. Thanks to you. But it is what it is, right? You say we can't go back, so we can't change anything. We screwed up. We played right into his hands. All this power and strength and magic, and we didn't change anything. Hold on, I'm sure you did your best. What's the point of doing that if it doesn't save anyone? I can't even feel her anymore. The bracelet, it's just empty. There's just an absence where Tia should be. I feel like if we had just done something different, if I hadn't been so stubborn, I don't know if you could have changed anything. Why do you sound so sure of that? I think the necromancer, I think he heard everything. What you planned, I mean. How could that even be possible? After you left, the jackdaw near my window, I think it was a spy. And it heard everything. What? How does that even happen? How did you not notice that? I don't know. I'm sorry. All I'm saying is, it's not your fault the plan failed. He outsmarted us, all of us. So there's nothing we could have done? That can't be right. What's the point of all this then? If he knows everything, then we might as well give up. He has Ur's axe. He has an army of nightmare creatures and more. And she's gone. The only person who would know what to do is gone. And we don't have a magic greatsword either. You've got to be kidding me. What? Magic flame was put out by the flood. Fuck. So, you've lost? It's over. Not yet. He hasn't won yet either. Even if it feels like he has, we're still here, so we can still fight. We can still stand in his way. Hope will only abandon us if we let it. You're right. Us giving up, that's not what she would have wanted. What she would have wanted was to live. To get a chance to be more than some pointless martyr. I want her back. Clay. No. I don't want to hear anything else from you. You didn't even notice a spying bird in your tavern. Or maybe you did, who knows? You're dishonest with us all the time. Do you even really care about any of this? Of course I care. I care more than you could ever imagine. I wish I could bring her back too, Clay. Well, can you? No. What help are you then? Screw this. I'm done hearing excuses. I'm done pretending we'll make it through this. Clay, please, stay. Could I have one of those drinks now? Don't want to go after him. If I was him, I'd kill all of us, so no. What kind of drink do you want? I don't know. Something fast, maybe? Didn't help with the fight. Might help with my stomach. It's worth a shot, I guess. Okay, what methods of haste do I've got? Okay, that's speed and attack. Or speed and charisma. Yeah. Hot chocolate. No. Press the dexterity first. Defense is last going in, first coming out for that stomach. A soothing cup of hot chocolate. Fast and quick. Just how I like it. What kind of drinks did she lack? Defense. All the way. Adds up. That was not a scene transition. What? What happened? I don't know what exactly happened, so I'm going to do a new save there. Just in case there's like a glitch. It's like here, conversation. Okay, so that was intended, I think. Okay. Someone should go after Clay at some point. We'll need his help. We don't have time to let ourselves fall apart right now. Easy for you to say. You weren't there. Carolyn's right. We'll have time to feel defeated once we're dead. Right now, all is not lost. Not yet. Sure, it's just a bit hard to buy. This never gave up until right now. If you know how to salvage all this, feel free to share with the class. I'm serious. I won't even roll my eyes at any heroic speeches right now. Yeah, I figured. So what? Do you just want to give up? I don't know. Clay was right. It's getting pretty hard to see the point. That's exactly what got us in this mess to begin with. What? Your failure? No. This fucking ambivalence. I think you guys need to take a good, hard look at reality. I don't like betting on losing horses. Of course. Did enough pro bono today. How much will it cost to get you interested again? Oh, you can fuck right off. Alicia. What's up, Nils? Think this through. What would you even do? Where would you go? Don't patronize me for trying to save myself. Nils is right. There won't be anywhere to go soon. I don't want to hear it, innkeeper. What do you even know? All you do is sit here and watch everything fall apart around you. Don't you dare lecture me on this. I don't think that's very fair of you to say. You really want to talk about fair? Must be easy, huh? All up on your high horse, watching us struggle every day. And all you can spare is some half-assed commentary and a few pleasantries. Oh, I'm sorry you think that. I didn't realize you mercenaries cared so much. Well, I got there in the end. Did you? Should have figured. Explain why that bird spying on us all this time was also just a footnote for you. Hey, you always go on and on about your responsibilities as an innkeeper, how it's your duty to serve anyone that walks through those doors. If that necromancer walked in here, would you offer him an ear and listen to his story? Would you serve Alethea's murderer a drink with the same smile like you do for us? Hey, maybe he'd bring her corpse along. Good thing you'd already know what drink to serve her. That's cruel. Why are you defending them? You should be just as pissed as me. That elf is gone because they couldn't get over their own ego, right? For all we know, Vale could be dead in a ditch somewhere. We wouldn't even know. My drinks aren't miracle tinctures. They can't move mountains. They could provide the edge between life and death, couldn't they? You decided to refuse them that health because you were petty. Not like it matters now. Don't talk like Fable's already dead. Maybe you should have thought harder before letting Fable walk away like that. What happened to believing in them? There's even a chance they might come back. I'll keep these tavern doors open. Good to know you seem to have somewhat of a heart. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know what else you want me to say. Just try to say something that doesn't make it sound like you've already given up. Like you didn't give up the moment things turned rough in the chasm. That was different. People were dying. A lot of people will die soon. Because we ran. So unless you have some big idea for how to fix this world... Oh, I know. You could just set up another hit, Nils. That way someone else can take care of your problems again. It just won't be me this time. Innkeeper, Carolyn, it's been real. Or not. But risking Clay's temper seems more meaningful than sitting here, so goodbye. She does have a point, doesn't she? I don't know what to do anymore. On our way back from the Highlands, I was thinking I could just go see my family. But would I even reach them before the sun sets for the last time? I could have tried. Instead, I'm here. I'm not sure why. There must be something left to do. Maybe if we have the element of surprise with your sword, we might. No. This sword can't save the world. And neither can I. Am I seeing things? Fable? Hello, everyone. Greetings, adventurer. Welcome back. I'm back. Somebody pinch me. Ow. I said pinch, not punch, Carolyn. That wasn't a punch. I'll show you a... Wait, it's really me. Wait, what is this? What happened? Even though I do look a little different. Is it weird? No, it suits you. Looking badass, Elfie. Thanks. I like it too. I like the horns. They look very, horn-ish. Nope, that sounds wrong. Let me try again. Take your time. They are very pretty, beautiful, effervescent. Do you need one of your own drinks, innkeeper? Well, what I really want to say is I'm so glad you're okay, Fable. And I'm happy you're back. I'm really happy to see you as well, innkeeper. And there's so much for all of us to talk about. Wait, before that, first and foremost, I want to say that I'm truly sorry. I should never have refused to make you a drink. no matter what insecurities I was dealing with. I should have never let them get in the way of keeping you safe. I made it back, didn't I? And I thank the dragons for that. But I still ended up acting like a giant hypocrite. None of my encouragement was ever given in falsehood. Yet, learning to trust in the abilities I knew you had, it was hard to trust in you while the worry for your well-being was eating me whole. The worry of losing a friend. Don't you mean a regular? No. You're my friend. If you'll still have me. You know, I thought a lot about our last conversation. I was upset at first, but most of all, I was afraid. Afraid that we'd never speak again. I didn't even know if I ever wanted to come back to this tavern. Maybe the me from a few weeks ago would have just stayed away, but you're important to me too, Innkeep. And I wanted to be brave for the both of us. So I came back to hear you out. And I'm happy I did. Glad you're both finally able to resolve this. That conversation must have really eaten to your word count for the day, Innkeeper. Worth it. But yes, you'll have to carry me from here on out, Nils. I'll try my best. Oh, right. Guys, we don't have time to chat. There's this necromancer that stole Ur's axe. I don't know who he is or what he wants to do with it, but we have to stop him. Why are you guys looking at me like that? It might be good to get everyone up to speed. You go first, Fable. You got us at the edge of our seats. Well, as you know, I was searching for Melly around the portal to the Twilight Chasm. I couldn't find any clues, not with the devastation left behind after the flood. Then a thought struck me. What if Melly was pulled into the portal by the waves? That would have been a nightmare. Literally. And even if I could swear I saw the shadows around the portal moving, or the fact that it's the entrance to the plane called the Nightmare Realm, I couldn't just abandon my friend. So I went through the portal. And how did that go for you? To be honest, I barely remember what happened when I first went through. The distorted landscape, the giant gangly creatures roaming around. My heart was beating out of my chest. All my blood was in my ears again. Eventually, I found an alcove that gave me some shelter, but I just couldn't stop freaking out. In my blind panic, I had run so far away from where I entered that the chance of finding any traces of Melly was almost zero. So, what did you do next? I must have fallen asleep. What? Excuse me? Well, all that running and worrying got me so exhausted I must have just passed out. It was weird, falling asleep in such a strange place. I couldn't remember any dreams afterward, just this sense of disquiet and unease. But when I woke up, the Twilight Chasm looked different to me. Didn't scare me so much anymore. Melancholic as I regarded its deep purple horizons. And suddenly, close to my alcove where spiky mountains split the sky, I saw entrances to tunnels that hadn't been there before. My curiosity got the better of me, and I ventured inside. The deeper I went, the more I started seeing veins of precious stones lining the walls. Soon the tunnel widened into a huge cave. I mean, it was huge, gigantic. I wasn't even able to see the ceiling anymore. Turns out, somehow I'd tumbled from the twilight chasm into the center of Ur. The plane, not the dragon, but in front of me was the sleeping form of the Elder Dragon themselves, looking more awake than they should have been. I can only guess that the water covering the floor must have roused them. The flood had even managed to reach Ur's cavern. You mean the dragon that, if woken too early, would bring about the end everything was awake? Yes. Great. Another apocalypse. Do we get double points for a combo? Wait, I haven't finished my tale yet. But you're right, it didn't look good, especially when the necromancer appeared. I hid behind a formation of stalagmites as soon as I noticed him. Something about his presence and armor seemed off. He was followed by a couple of undead creatures dressed in farmer's clothing. I was still debating whether to reveal myself or not when he began to cast a strange spell. A green mist started to coalesce around Ur's head. Then their eyes flew fully open. I was stunned when I saw their gaze. Their presence had suddenly become stifling. Whatever strange visions the mist revealed seemed to enrage them. Their roar must have shaken the whole plane. But while Ur was distracted, the necromancer tried to retrieve their fabled axe, wrapped in their tail. It was a gut feeling, but I just couldn't let him take that axe. I had to stop him. But as he took hold of the large weapon, he turned to look right at me. My legs felt like goo. I was shaking so bad it was hard to breathe. I knew at that moment, should I try to fight him, I would die. It was pure luck that, in that moment, Ur shook off the mist and lunged for the intruder. The undead creatures used their bodies to shield him, shattering upon impact with Ur's claws, while the necromancer cast the same mist spell again. The spell connected with ease, giving him the precious seconds he needed to escape. For a while, nothing happened. There was just silence. I think desperation made me brave, or blind to consequences, but I could hesitate no longer. If that necromancer was to use the axe for evil, well, I had the chance to stop him and didn't. So I abandoned my hiding spot and ran towards Ur, begging them for help. You just asked the Elder Dragon for help. Yes, it seemed like my only option at the time. How did they answer? With a riddle. It went something like, gems and jewels I create, yet my most precious treasure I still wait. Sought by many, found by the lucky, it blessed the oldest and youngest before it struck me. No mortal stands against it, an immortal's delight. So close to death, unseeing you find. What, little mortal, do I seek? Okay. Something that makes gems and jewels, but is awaiting a precious treasure. Sought by many, found by the lucky, plus the oldest and youngest before it struck me. No mortal stand against it, but it is also no mortal's delight. So close to death, unseeing you find. Okay. I'd like to take a guess at this, but I'm coming up. It can't be death, because no mortal could stand against death, and a mortal would delight in it because eternity sucks. Time? Time creates gems and jewels, but waiting, it's like there's always time. More time is sought by many. The lucky are able to get it. think it's time. I've always loved riddles. Can't relate. I appreciate their lyricism. To be honest, I could barely think past all the emotions warring within me, so I just said the first thing on my mind. I told them how much I didn't want to answer a riddle just then. Saving people shouldn't depend on getting a riddle right. And if Ur wanted something in the first place, maybe they shouldn't speak in riddles. And communicate clearly instead. Wow. You said that to their face? I got caught up in the moment. It seemed to surprise them, judging by the rumbling chuckle they let out. Eventually, Ur told me that all they wanted to do was fall back to sleep. Oh! Let's double check. Because you can find all kinds of riches in dreams, but as waking is the treasure that they await. Many seek sleep. The oldest and the youngest tend to sleep more. No mortal can sleep but immortals. Because yeah, similar to death, it'd be a break from doing shit. It's not quite death, so this, yeah, I see it. It is literally not even a riddle. The last line is all he could have said. It's like, what is it that I want? Sleep? You got it. Correct. So I pulled out my lute and played Ur, the Elder Dragon, a lullaby. Just as I could see their eyes starting to droop, I lifted one gigantic talon to my forehead. A strange heat ran through my body, and a floating orb of blinding blue fire appeared in front of me. It was so warm and kind. It tickled my nose, and when I couldn't hold in my laughter any longer, I accidentally ate it. Before I could panic about wasting Ur's gift, their gaze let me know that everything was fine. That their flame would stay with me from then on. That the strength was their boon to me, to this world. The makeover was included, I guess. That's all there is to it, really. I think that was plenty. That's astonishing. It's not like I did anything special. Anyone in my position could have done the same. No, I think this has fable written all over it. I did forget to bring a cool trinket back for you. I think you brought something back a lot more important. Hope. Oh! Elfie, are you saying you can actually produce dragon fire now? I think so. I practiced recreating the orb on the way here, but I still have a long way to go. I feel like I'm missing some context here. Later. I need to get Rhea right now. That was fast. Can't blame her. Oh, hey, that was really fast, yeah. I heard you might have some dragon fire from a sword. Good to see you back in one piece, Fable. Good to be back in one piece. So, what's the situation? Is there a new plan? Yes. Maybe. We'll need to figure out the details. But it's fair to say we've been given another shot. Right. If there's any smithing to be done, you know I'm with you. How long do you think you'll need to reforge the sword? It might be tight, but this isn't the first time I've worked with a strict deadline. You'll be ready before sunrise. Got no time to waste. Right. I'd still really like to know what we can't waste time on. Let's discuss it with the others. Mellie's a lot better at explaining this kind of stuff. She's safe? Yes, she's safe. Innkeep, I trust you'll have some quests locked and load for us top of the morning. Of course. I guess we'll see you tomorrow, Innkeeper. Rest well, everyone. We're in the endgame now. Strangers come down. Their goal is to get to the Tuat with a cleric. But Fable's returned. Fight of hopes and dreams. All might seem lost, but the fight is not over yet. Quasar can still be stopped at the aperture. He's in the possession of a draconic weapon, but so are we. Thanks to Fable and their newly obtained dragon fire, we were able to forge a weapon to withstand his evil powers. Okay. Very minor snack. A small square of dark chocolate. And last of a Gatorade. Chapter 24. The House of Hope. 35th of the Astral Moon. Final day. Good morning. Good morning, Millie. You don't know how refreshing it is to see you three all together again. Likewise. Did you rest well? Not much, but well. We wanted to spend the whole night planning while Rhea worked on the sword, but Una forced us to sleep. She's always valued her nap time. Innkeeper, I've observed you put up quests for us. I did. And you even thought about defending the roots. Very smart, Innkeeper, very smart. I assume that means you all did too? Of course we did. We made plans and backup plans and teams and everything. What kind of team did you join? Fable's gonna fight that big bad necromancer guy with the cool new dragon powers. And we'll be making sure the zombies don't eat people. Together with Baya and Archie. We'll evacuate the capital, Zenith too. There shouldn't be any people around when his undead army arrives. Other than our extermination team, obviously. That seems reasonable. With Baya's help, it should go quickly, too. Right. First, we want to ask her to teleport Team Cool Sword to the Aperture, but Baya says she can't talk to the trees in the Forbidden Valley. They're too weird. Too weird for Baya? Must be some strange trees. Yeah, I really want to see them, but it's too dangerous. So I'll just wait till I'm older. Archie's going to help us convince the people in charge about the approaching danger. I'll help with providing good arguments and keeping things organized. And Nils will lead our group and scout out escape routes. And after that, you're staying behind for the battle, Nils? No, I'm staying with Millie. I'll bring everyone to safety and protect them there. Not out for revenge. I trust my friends will deliver it for me. I do want the necromancer to be defeated, but I don't want to leave Millie alone again, even more. So, if you want to stay out of it, I want to live. Oh. Plus, Millie will need an assistant. I couldn't ask for a better one. Agreed. Now, I know you didn't put up a quest for the evacuation, but could you get me a drink for the road? Something tasty to motivate me. We'll have to convince a lot of people we haven't gone mad. Sure thing. What secret do you have for me this time? A really big one. What could possibly still surprise me now? My real name. I'm all ears. It's Neil. Neil Broom. It's a stupid name, I know, but I think I'm done pretending to be someone else. So Neil it is. I love it. Neil. It's cute. Can I give you a nickname? Neely, Neilchin, Nelly, like Melly but with an N. Neil is fine, I think. Neil. It suits you really well. Thank you, Fable. Such a name definitely earns you a drink. I was hoping you'd say that. Thank you for helping me be myself. I wouldn't have it any other way, Neil. I'll make sure Neil is just as charming as Zephyr or Malachite or John, then. I appreciate it. Alright, which of these? Inspiration, now that is mind. There you go. This one does some with charm, so we need charm with a little bit of dexterity. Aha, perfect. 1,000 wins. Inspiration to help with the evacuation. Defense at the end, because you will be defending wherever they get to. And though it doesn't affect anything, a little extra charisma to help with convincing people to be somewhere safer. Some additional charm. Not that you need it. This is delicious. Thank you. I hope this will make me more bearable to the townsfolk. I find you plenty bearable. Thanks. Innkeeper. Yes, Fable. I've been meaning to tell you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Without you pushing me to go on that werewolf quest, I wouldn't have gained the confidence to face Ur. You're one of the best friends I've ever had. Fable, I have a confession to make. Let me guess. You don't actually know how to make hot chocolate. Actually, I recently learned how. Would you like one? You're trying to distract us. Yes, they are. But I'd still like one. I'll accept it when you're done telling us your secrets. I'll trade your confession for the chance to make me a hot chocolate. I see I've taught you well. All right. This is scarier than I thought it would be. I know, but you can do it. That crazy necromancer. The truth is, I know him pretty well. He's my former best friend. That makes sense. It does? Well, I always knew they were hiding something. And when I saw the flowers on the necromancer's armor, it reminded me of the letter you refused to open. Yeah, that letter was evil. So, you two were friends. We were in an adventuring party together. It was us and 4 others. Aquila, Aegeus, Alkane, and Kya. Oh, it's been ages since I've said their names out loud. We spent quite a few years together. What happened? They died. Our friends, they... Remember the other necromancer you were researching, Millie? Obviously. Is he their reincarnation? Was I right? Not quite. But we fought her, Carabosia, a couple times. She was obsessed with immortality and would do anything to get it. To us, it was like a game. She'd do something horrible, we'd stop her goons, she'd get away. Got so used to it that we became careless. and arrogant. We didn't quite realize how dangerous she really was. Thinking ourselves invincible, we went into our last fight unprepared. My friends paid for it with their lives. Fable, to be honest, I thought that was what would happen to you when you went into the Twilight Chasm. I thought he'd be the end of you. I see. I understand why you were scared. I just wish you would have told me. Me too. When we fought her, they all went down so quickly. Aquila got mind controlled, struck down Alkane. Kya went down trying to heal Aegis. We tried so hard to keep fighting despite it all, to not give up, and then suddenly they were all gone. And it was only me. Me and Quasar. Quasar? Is that his name? Yes. Quasar Duskbringer. Is that his real name? Yes. Jealous. A little. He grew up in the Order of Starlight. It was a different subsection from Tia's, but I guess Cassiopeia's servants have a flair for dramatic names. We hated each other at first, disagreed on a lot of things, especially about religion, because he worshipped Cassiopeia and you Leviathan. Oh, you figured that one out? This place has the sea serpent written all over it. You're a very good detective after all. But yes, it made for interesting fights, but that somehow brought us closer together. And arguing about scripture was always kind of fun. I bet. But the other necromancer, Carabosia, that one, she died, right? So you defeated her after all? No. Yes, well, Quasar did. When I saw my friends I was pretty sure it was all over. That we'd lost. I was hopeless and scared, so I ran. I ran and I didn't stop until I was too far gone to turn back. I get that. Running's pretty easy when you're scared. That must have been really scary, to lose your friends like that. It was, but it wasn't right to leave them behind. I think it's okay to regret it, but I'm still glad you made it here. I wish I was less of a coward. You're working on it now. I'm trying to. Suddenly, there was an explosion of intense magic from where I had escaped from. I'm pretty sure he used the Soul Shatter spell to defeat her. That sounds shattering. Like something Hex would use. We stole it from a mad wizard back in the day. It was clearly too dangerous to be used, so we all agreed to keep the scroll safe and untouched. But he didn't. We didn't. We both wanted to study it, despite the warnings. And while the others were partying, or getting into tavern brawls, or petting were-owls, we studied a scroll that could rip souls asunder. I didn't think either of us ever planned on using it, but we were young and curious. The allure of powerful magic is a difficult one to ignore. I think when I escaped, and he refused to run with no other options left, he used it against her. And it shattered Carabosia's soul. It clearly won him the fight, but it didn't bring them back. How have we never heard about any of this? You have, in a way. It happened 30 years ago? Yes. I was wondering why he opened the first sigil 30 years ago, then waited so long for the others. I guess it was an accident. Opening the portals, I mean. That's what it did, right? With her soul? Turned into a portal. I think so. Yes. And now he wants to bring your friends back. We can all relate to that right now. There's nothing I wouldn't give to see them again. My old friends, and Tia too, but the past has already happened, and I can't change it, no matter how much I want to. I want to honor the love they taught me, the ways they changed me, and the life I still get to live. They're worth so much more than only remembering the worst thing that ever happened to them. I don't want to destroy myself any more than my cowardice already did. You are a little bit of a coward. You could have told us this at the beginning. I didn't want it to be him, I guess. Nor did I want to choose sides. He's still my friend, even after all he's done. Even after he put on Carabosia's armor and abandoned his oath. I guess no one wants to accept that their friend has become someone unrecognizable to them. I'm sorry that happened to you. To the both of you. It feels good to finally say it out loud. Is that weird? Not at all. Do you think we can share this with the others? His name and the story, I mean. If you want to. I fear Carolyn will crush me, though. I'll put in a good word for you. Do you hate me now? Of course not. You're our friend. Our occasionally stupid, shady, and sad friend, but our friend nonetheless. And Quasar is your friend. I also wouldn't know what to do if I had to fight against my friends. I'd like to think I wouldn't want to hurt them either. But you really do have to start taking your own advice. So I've heard. Thank you, Fable. You really are my favorite regular. Good, because you're my favorite innkeeper. So don't go anywhere, okay? Not this time. I promise. Do I get a hot chocolate now, or are we going to be sad for another hour? I'll get you your hot chocolate. Thank you for being patient. Alright. Hot chocolate. Can we make it just a little hotter? No, because that also gives offense. Damn. That would have been funny, though. Inspiration, I think she's good without. Speed, perhaps. Definitely not that holy. Visibility? Maybe. Ah, there's the other holy. Yep. Yeah, no. You're giving Melly some holy power in case she needs a little bit extra defense as well. Intelligence at the bottom because she doesn't need it. It's always nice to have. A little touch of charisma as well. Then the rest of the dexterity. Finally, a touch for undo. Sorry, having a little square chocolate again because we've just reached the 2-hour mark. Here, a hot chocolate, Quincy style. This is perfect. I wish I could scroll my R's for that. Thank you so much. No zombie shall stand a chance against my chocolatey veins. I have to go run through the garden now. See you in a bit. Good luck, Fable. I'll go with her. We'll check in with you guys after we've won. I'd like that. I'll help with the barbecue once we're all back. That'd be nice. I'll look for a location near a lake so Rufus can swim around. As long as it's not the Lonesome Lagoon. I was thinking of Baya's Spa. Neat. I still have some coupons to use there. I'll take some of those. Maybe they'll cheer up the evacuees. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing all of that with us, Innkeep. I guess it was finally my turn, to be honest. Do you think we'll win this? Yes. I believe in all of you. I know you'll stop him and save us all. Especially with you on the team. You're a real good cheerleader. I know. And even if you don't come back, I'm still glad I got to spend all this time with you. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Me neither, Innkeep. But don't say goodbye just yet. I'm still coming back to pick up that quest. I need to check in with the others first, though. I figured. Thank you for everything, Fable. I couldn't have wished for a better person to share my adventures with. I'll be back in a bit. Be patient. I'll try my best. Well, hello, innkeeper. We have returned. Welcome back to my tavern. Good to see you found your way back to us, Kyle. But of course, why wouldn't I? The little wizardling threw such a magnificent map for me, which you held upside down. How are you two doing? Still clinging to those empty lines, are we? You can drop the act now, Innkeep. We all know you're not just a mere babbler after all. Who told you the good news? We met this lovely little girl on our way here. A real chatty kitlin. Maybe she has to overcompensate for that brooding older foster brother of hers. So, you know about everything. About your history with the necromancer, for sure. Have to admit, everything makes a lot more sense now. I'm glad you came back. I think we've all made some mistakes in our pasts. Some of us married evil, others ran away because they were afraid. What counts is what you do now, Innkeeper. For example, how you help us fix your up from 30 years ago. I see you've already put up a quest for us. Good. You're not going to fight alongside Carolyn? Oh, fight? Whom are we fighting? The undead army. You know, the one that's marching towards the capital. But who am I to blame them? Sounds like a wonderful stroll through nature. They're not strolling. They're eating away the roots protecting the capital. That's not very nice. You got that right. That's why we're gonna stop them. Very well, dear Rhea. You and your cape will be welcome additions to the team. There'll also be a few more adventurers accompanying us. Scully, Una, Jade, and Aniko are going to join in on the fun. Aniko? So if their chaotic ideas turn out well, they better. Saving this world and the capital from destruction sounds like a dangerous endeavor. Oh, it is. Just as I thought. I couldn't bear losing yet another person so close to me in my lifetime. I know that feeling all too well. Will you both stop worrying before anything bad has even happened yet? That reminds me. Did the sword turn out well? Excuse me bragging, but it turned out spectacular. I was able to craft a flawless weapon, so deadly yet beautiful. Care's Baba really passed an astonishing sword on to her. I even used the Guiver's opal on its hilt. You mean it's Don't say it. It looks good either way. Definitely good enough for the Aura Heart competition. And with Dragon Fire Little Elfie acquired, it's also strong enough to withstand Ura's Great Axe. Already handed my masterpiece over to Care. She's got to save this world first before I can win my competition. Are you sure you don't want to wield the sword yourself? Nah. I've fought my fair share of undead. I know how to handle them. I'm better off at the capital, and the sword is better off in Care's hands. It belonged to her Baba once, so naturally, it's Care's legacy. But there's one more thing you could do. Craving one last drink, Brea? You see right through me. Anything specific you have in mind for today? Just a drink that won't be my last. Mix us something help us return to your tavern after all this shit. Agreed. I would love to come back here with my dear Rhea just to reminisce. Very well. I have 2 ideas that could work. Could give you something to enhance your dexterity and intelligence, so you can easily predict and avoid all attacks. I top it off with a lotus flower for some extra draconic blessings. That'd be a drink for a purely offensive approach. What would the other drink do? That'd be the choice if you want something less violent. A drink that enhanced your natural charisma as well as up your defense. I'd also add some honey flowers to make you extra persuasive. We'll be trying to collect some allies on the way, so we might do with some coincidence. An additional defense does seem like a good idea. But smashing the undead creatures' heads together sounds more fun than talking to them. I'm not much of a charmer, you know. Oh, I find you quite charming. Oh, shush. But now, what about my drink? Have you decided on one yet? No. Both sound reasonable to me. I'll leave it up to you. Charm or violence, what will it be? You better choose wisely. Thank you. That's only mildly threatening. Well, we're going the route of charming. So we need... What was it said for the charm one? I can't go back. Oh, conversation. There we go. Honey flowers. Yes, that's persuasion. So it can't be something with any offense because it'll immediately remove 2. Go, drinks. So triple chariz. 1,000 Winds. I think that would work. Yeah, because it's got the 1 up here to dexterity, 2 there, yes. Alrighty. Defense goes in first, because they'll need that at the end of their journey there. Charisma for the trip to the capital. Would let me pet my boy. There we go. 1,000 Winds going out. You're right. You'll need all the help you can get. Some charm seems like the right approach. I just hope you're not completely delusional. Me too. You better restock your supplies, innkeeper. You're gonna need a whole lot of drinks. I'll take your word for it. May you return successful. Be careful. You're starting to sound like some random NPC again. Let's go, Kyle. See you later. Until then, dear innkeeper, stay safe, you two. Alright, here's the combat crew. I'm back! And I see you brought Carolyn with you. What a pleasant surprise. Good to see you too. We're taking this quest, if you couldn't tell. I guessed as much. You're not going alone, I hope? Of course not. We're just waiting for the others. Voy, Hex, and Grace will be joining us. We're keeping the team small because it'll probably be really hard to get there. But I think Carolyn could probably defeat them all by herself anyway. I don't know. I think I work better on a team. I think we all work better when we don't have to go through terrifying experiences on our own. All part of the humanoid experience, I suppose. No philosophizing before a big quest, please. But I love my philosophizing. It's so fun. We know. Are you... scared and excited? Yeah, both. But it's not the worst combo. We're excited for an epic fight and scared because we care about this world and each other. That seems like a good thing. I guess if I didn't care, I wouldn't feel so worried about all of you either. Good to be worried then, in a way. Though I could do without this feeling of ants running through my stomach. Me too, but I'm glad you care. Would you say I care, Lynn? I mean, come on. Okay. Fine. That new sword of yours, Carolyn, does have an appropriately epic name. I asked Rhea that too. She told me to name it. And Lynn panicked. Said it's just a great sword, so now its name is Just a Great Sword. Very creative. Luckily, the most commonly translated name for Ur's great axe is Just a Great Axe. So Carolyn's fits right in with the naming convention. I knew that. Of course. Of course. So you've got Just a Great Sword, unexplored dragon powers, a quest. All that's missing is a drink. A drink. It would be foolish of me to let you walk out of here without any help again. Just a little. I mean, you are a little bit of a fool either way. Don't think I'll just forget about whatever you and that Quasar guy got going on. We'll for sure be talking about that once we've stopped him. That is fair. Are you mad at me? No. Guess we all have people we're scared to talk about. But you were right. The past always comes back to haunt us. whether werewolf or necromancer. I can handle the past, as long as you guys promise to haunt me for a long while coming. We'll give our best. So, Fable, what drink should they get you? Well, I think I should play on my strengths, but I'm not sure which one I should focus on. On the one hand, dexterity will make me swifter with a bow. It always helps me fast and evasive. On the other hand, Boy has been teaching me how to combine magic and music to support people. And I think a powerful pep talk or healing word can go a long way, so charisma could work too. Innkeeper, I'll leave the choice up to you. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. I like both of these sides of myself. Just make me your favorite charisma drink or your favorite dexterity drink. Favorite drink for our favorite customer, coming right up. I really hope that there's not like a specific drink of each, like what I've given the most out, because that would be tricky. You know what? She's back. We're going to give her the nice calming drink of a hot chocolate. And, let's see. Yes, perfect. Along with some extra dragon power. Because we can. Let's see. Okay, charisma last for any boosting of allies she might need. Wait, no, that was already given in there. Intelligence in the middle to last throughout the battle. But swiftness loaded up front, because the first strikes should fly the truest. Hot chocolate coming up. And of course I dropped the cap to my water and I can't find it. There we go. And yes, I recap my drink in between things. I'm working on my desk with a computer. And that feels like the stupidest way to break it. Oh no, half a bottle of water poured onto my PC. There goes my everything. Fighting skills could really come in handy for this. And speed too. That way, you can always run. Ha. Ha. Indeed. Thank you. I feel fast and ready for battle now. Maybe I'll even have time to pick up some new ingredients for you on the way back. Focus on getting yourself back first. I'll think about writing up a fresh grocery quest later. So, does your ex-paladin have any weaknesses? This would be the funniest. I'm going to go with a more serious answer for the stream. His arrogance. He still can't see himself losing. Nor does he think he has any weaknesses. And he can't imagine you have something equally important to fight for. But he's fighting for something that's already dead. You're fighting for something that's still alive. Make the most of it. Either way, best of luck. Thank you. Hope you don't mind me kicking your friend's ass. Tell him I sent you. I'd live for your cutting words myself. Do you mind if we wait here for the others? Not at all. Grab yourselves a table and some... I still don't have any snacks, actually. Don't worry. I have brought biscuits. Well then, have some biscuits. I'll set up a table. Why don't you sell cookies? I was never very good at baking. Maybe you should. Nope, they're already here. Finally breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. The face and the muscle have arrived. You're all saved. Whew. Ray? Okay, I was trying to make this less awkward, and I see I've made it worse. It's okay, boy. Some situations call for a little bit of awkwardness. I am... Care. Innkeeper, I'm sorry. I forgive you. Just like that. Just like that. Thank you. Yeah, Clay, listen, I'm sorry too. You needed us and there's nothing you could have done. I needed some time alone to be miserable. Thank you for still being here for me when I came back. Anytime, bud. How are you feeling? Not the best. I miss her a lot. Me too. She's... I know. And I feel pretty powerless without her here. But Nils was right. She would have hated it if we gave up now. I don't want to abandon the world she loved so much. We have to try and save it. It's Neil now, I think. But yeah, I think we owe it to her to try. She deserves a proper ending, too. Not to fade into some puppet of his. You're always looking out for her. I know she really appreciated that. And you're always looking out for us. I'm sorry I got so angry about that bird. We're all trying our best. No, you were right. I should do better. Let's try to do better together, then. I like that. Good job, you three. That wasn't so hard now, was it? It was very hard. But it was worth it. Thanks for dragging me out here, boy. You got it. I've heard you were joining too, boy? Of course I am. What would everyone do without my priceless encouragement and skillful illusions? Or without all these magic items I stole from that wizard tower? Plus, I'm dying to hurl the worst insults known to dragonkind at that man. Don't hold back on my account. Would you like a drink to help you with that? Nah, I think I've got it covered this time. Can't wait to hear your epic battle ballad about it. Oh, you will. Could I have a drink? I think I could use a little something. Like some defense, maybe? I don't know how else I'll handle this without Tia. I'll try my best to mix up some liquid support. Let's see. It's minus defense. Might be able to find something to give him another dragon boost. Yeah, fire resistance probably won't come up. Actually, no. No, I was going to do that, but we already know the Necromancer has some anti-frost thing spell. Hey, Baringo, welcome, welcome. We're in the endgame now. I think these are the last round of drinks we're handing out. There's unfortunately been a loss of one of our adventurers. And this drink is for their friend to help steel up for the final battle. Yes. So, yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled about it, because I'm not sure how avoidable that death is, I have no problems if you want to just, leave stream. I just want to finish this story before the new year. And yeah, the hero doesn't make it. Yeah, like I said, you don't have to say if you don't want to be spoiled for that. I just want to finish this before 2025. And I think Steel Tonic might be the best option. Yeah. Steel Tonic running through your veins, you can become the buff party tank of your dreams. Its cooling qualities mixed with a surprisingly spicy aroma boosts your vitality to new heights, leaves you impenetrable to damage. That is, if they're even fast enough to hit you. Yeah, it happens. So I think some of them are only tied to if you give like completely incorrect drinks, or they're kind of like jokey references to other things. I don't think deaths are supposed to be a very easy thing to occur in the story. I think it's something you've got to like really mess up, and then it only happens towards the end. So don't worry too much about it. Steel Tonic. Alrighty. Before I serve this up, just giving a final chance if you want to step out to avoid spoilers, and have another bit of dark chocolate I've got sitting here. No problem. Enjoy your night. And if you aren't able to make it for my New Year's Eve stream, I hope you have a wonderful end of the year. See you, Barango. Yes, the big boy, the pretty boy, and Carolyn, my fave. Okay. There we go. It's not quite Elithia. This is as much defense as I can give you. Thank you. This reminds me of her in the best way possible. I really needed that. Feeling a bit better? Lots, actually. Coolio. Just missing the two wizards now. We should wait for 'em with Fable. And with Fable's biscuits. There's biscuits? I'm glad they picked up snack duty. Me too. Glad you're okay, big guy. Thank you. Now, come on, before Voy starts his inevitable grand speech without us. Did you someone say speech? Nope. This way. I'll miss this. Maybe I should start offering food. No, Andu would go crazy. Grace! And Brother Hex. The stars of the show have finally arrived. But Voy is already here. I don't think we can compete with that. Come on, don't kill my vibe. You spend too much time with Nico. Impossible. Also, why you're late? We were busy doing research, okay? Turns out we have a little bit of a problem. You mean, besides the crazy necromancer with a god complex and a god's weapon trying to kill death? Besides that, yes. Wonderful. What is it? Quasar needs to go through the astral portal in the aperture to reach Tuat, do his crazy apocalypse thing. We figured he'll be able to use the portal without issue because of Tia, or what's left of her. First, he has to get to the aperture somehow, of course. As a former paladin of Cassiopeia, getting to our portal shouldn't be a problem for him. That's what we thought, which is where our problem comes in. We know he's attempting this tonight, because of the transition between the astral moon and the dying moon and all that jazz. Which means we have to get there very fast, but teleporting into the Forbidden Valley isn't exactly easy. Its weird natural magic makes it a hazard for any self-respecting wizard. You're basically guaranteed to teleport yourself into a tree. Even Baya can't help. We're a bit stuck. Got any ideas? I'm good at teleporting drinks, not people, so not exactly. Grace, you've been awfully quiet. Do you have an idea? I do. You do? Yes, but I knew you'd say no, so I decided to pitch it to the innkeeper instead. Please, go ahead. Remember those spells Hex found? They all sucked. Except the soul-binding spell. I'm itching to try that one out. Don't. You'd risk your own soul. I meant the teleportation spell. The one that can teleport you anywhere. That one. The one that could kill you? I think I could use it to teleport a small group right into the astral sea. Somewhere close to the portal so that I can find Quasar easily. That would be great. No, it wouldn't. Well, did you miss the part where it could kill you? With my modifications, it has a whole 30% chance of succeeding without stripping me of all my mana. That's a 70% chance of death! We don't have a lot of options. This isn't an option. We'll find something else. Another way. With what time exactly? Hexagon? Fine. Sure. I'll cast it then. Don't be silly. You're awful at teleportation. Plus, it's more stable if the caster stays behind. And you're a much better fighter than I am. They'll need you at the aperture. And I need you alive. I won't be alive if we don't stop him. I know what I'm doing. Just trust me. Absolutely not. I won't let you sacrifice yourself for some useless heroics. Either I cast it, or we don't do this at all. This is great Ace's choice. Let her make it. She makes stupid choices sometimes. She's too good for this world, and it'll kill her. So you'd rather shape her into something she's not? Don't you love her the way she is? More than anything, her heart is what makes her so special. Then let her keep it. If we want to save this world, this is the only way. What's the point of this world if it doesn't have you in it? Hex. That world without me that you fear so much, it will exist one day. No matter what we do today. But it doesn't exist right now, and yet you keep acting like it does. I'm just worried. You're so worried about the possibility of me being gone. You treat me like I'm already a ghost. The time we have, it's so short. I know, I'm scared too. I don't want to die either. But I can't miss out on living, pretending I'm already dead. You'll have plenty of time to mourn me when I am gone. Right now, I need you to love me. I'm so scared, Grace. I don't know what I'll do without you. You'll figure it out. You won't be alone, even when I'm gone. It's not the same. I know. But let's focus on what you can do right now, while we are still together. We can save this world if you'll only let me live. I guess I can't keep you in a glass case like some sort of spell scroll. Even though I'd come up with great riddles to trap you with, I'd solve them instantly. You would. Do you really want to do this? I can help. This is how I can help. You don't have to. I want to. Let her be her own person, Hex. She deserves that. You'll make it out of this, okay? You have to promise me you'll make it out of this. I promise. And then we'll have a tea party. So many of them. I love you, Gracie. I love you too, Hexy. Alright. I guess if anyone could handle casting a crazy powerful, probably cursed teleportation spell, it's you. Or the innkeeper. But I guess you're not volunteering. Unless you all want to permanently be transformed into drinks, I can't help you. Good thing you've got me, then. To cast the spell and to keep you company afterwards. I'll stay behind to ensure the spell's stability and improve the chances of keeping my promise. Sounds lovely. Would you like a drink to assist you in this matter? No. I think I'd like to keep destiny in my own hands today. But thank you. Let's do this then. Before I change my mind and lock you in a tower. I'd like to see you try. Alright. Are you ready? Ready as I'll ever be. You better keep her well hydrated when I'm gone, innkeeper. Will do. See you soon. You can count on that. Looks like everything else is ready to get going as well. So shush and let me concentrate. Grace? Grace? Grace, are you... Oh, oh no. Thank you for your hard work. You've been a joy to have in my tavern. Undo, please keep an eye on the door. I'll go lay her down somewhere safe. That's one way to get a look at my secret rooms, Grace. Wish you would have asked differently, though. Hello, innkeeper. Oh. Hello, I'm... welcome, or something. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to say anything. Just came here to check on you. Are you waiting? Yes. Mind if I wait with you? Please do. Of course. Chapter 25, the final lullaby. First of the month of the dying moon. One sec. The symbol for today is still the modified yin-yang, where one is a ghost, the other is just a dot. Okay. Let's do this. They should be getting back soon. Maybe they'll bring me a snack. A round of applause for the heroes of Asteria, please. Did you bring snacks? What? Sorry. Applause! That's better. Is that a winning grin you're wearing? What else would it be? The world is saved, Endgame. I'm happy to hear that. Not that I expect anything less, but it's good to stop worrying. Yes. Can I offer you heroes a drink? Not quite yet. I'm not starting my heroic story without Gracie. I need her oohs and ahs and hecks, be more carefuls. Where is she anyway? Did she get tired of you? Hex, I'm sorry. She didn't make it. What do you mean she didn't make it? Like, you mean in time? She didn't make it back in time. Did she go take a nap? She didn't survive the teleportation spell. She promised. I know. No, you don't get it. She promised she'd be okay. Grace doesn't break her promises. She didn't get a choice this time. But she... Dragons, Gracie. You had to insist on dying a hero, didn't you? Where is she? In one of the rooms upstairs. The one with the pink carnations hanging from the Do Not Enter sign. Okay. Thank you for taking care of her. She was the most talented witch I've ever met. She was. And the kindest one, too. I guess a good heart can't save you. Even if hers saved me. That's awful. Yeah. She was a wonderful woman. The world's gonna miss her. I'm thankful for her help, though. Without her, we would have never made it. I hope she knew that. I think she did. We always made sure she'd never forget how talented she was, after all. So, you two. Drinks? Would that make you feel better? A little. I'll take one, then. Something that'll make me feel like a featherlight nymph, maybe? Thank you, Fable. I believe that's a triple dexterity. Yeah. Let's go back to basics. The swift strike. don't need the intelligence for the moment. Save that for later. 2 of the featherlight dexterity for the 1 defense to keep us strong, capable to overcome this loss. Swift strike. Order up. Here, your favorite. I'm always comforted by the extent to which you know me. Thank you. I guess we should get on with the epic and heroic story now, right? I'd appreciate that. I'll start with the other group that took care of the roots. I imagine it began with the Battle of Wits. They're safe. The roots and the people. Local government didn't believe them about the danger, so it was a close call. But it sounded like they got everyone out in time. And all that was left was kicking some undead ass. Kyle said they had a lot of help too, like the Wyvern Chimera defended the city gates together with the Hydra. Scully convinced the Everbloom Archives' bleak stalkers to come to our aid. After they heard about Tia, they were furious. Even Neil's parents showed up with a group of retired adventurers from Borkham. And with Scully's Union for the Undead Alliance at the ready, not all of them had to be killed. Scully had many of Quasar's undead creatures deserted and joined our side. Uncle Dragon came by and helped too, together with a werewolf settlement from the Ashen Grove. I was glad to hear the old fool still got some guts in him. Una said some angry familiars fought against them, almost burned up the roots. Sounds eventful, but the team won. They won. And you won too. Barely. That sounds exciting. You got a strange definition of exciting. The teleportation spell worked really well. It was super precise. We could even see the outline of the astral portal lined in the blood of the first vampire, and showing us the desecrated aperture on the other side. In front of us, stretching endlessly, was a wide river of the astral sea. Its glistening water was mixed with immortal blood. We were sure it would lead us straight to Quasar. But the water was pretty deep, and we didn't bring a boat. So Hex cast some sort of flying spell on us. Felt very weird, but it was pretty fast. Though the fight was tough. Voy kept healing us whenever we went down, but he still had an undead Tia on his side. Though I did my best to keep her at bay with my arrows, eventually Clay got to her. He made sure she didn't have to fight us anymore. He'll give her a proper burial soon. You better show up. I'll be there. But I guess that didn't end the fight. No. Carolyn kept Quasar at bay for a long time, but I dropped. Hate to admit it, but I did. He was stronger than anything I'd ever fought. That axe is no joke, but neither was his determination. Voy managed to get her away from him, just in time, but it was looking pretty bad for all of us. Only I was still in his way. I prepared myself to call on all the powers Ur gave me, no matter the cost, when Hex cast Fireball. No. I cast Soulbind. Quasar had a bunch of Fable's arrows stuck in his ribs. and he looked bad. Bad enough that I thought I might be able to pull his soul out. So I thought I might as well give it a try. That could have ended you. Or our friends. Could have. But I guess us hexes are known for risky moves, huh? Plus, Gracie would have killed me if I didn't make it back. I had no choice but to survive. Did it work? Obviously. I pulled his soul straight out of his body, and in my panic, I bound it to the closest object. Ur's great axe? Precisely. I think it's just a cursed great axe now. We even brought it home for you. Thought it'd make for a great tavern decoration. Lynn's been carrying it for me. Here you go. What's the best answer here? I love it. We're taking the silver lining route with "This will spice up my tavern wonderfully." I knew you'd like it. Thank you all for the wonderful story. I'm very proud of you. We couldn't have done it without your help. Or without Grace's. How about I get you all another drink on the house, and we go tell her the story. I'm sure she'd love to hear it. That sounds wonderful. It's been a blast, Innkeeper. Thank you for everything. Cheers to a million more adventures, or something like that. Don't get all sentimental on us now. Let's go tell a story. Let's. Yeah, I know what image I'll be using for the YouTube VOD. It's gonna be one of these little scenes here at the end. Maybe I'll take the time and combine it into a single large one. We'll see. I hope you all enjoyed the story of the Tavern Tale, but do know that this is not the only ending. There are multiple ways to run every single one of the adventures we can send them out on. It gives us the option of 2 drinks, but I'm sure there's a third option if I chose something completely wrong for a different bad ending. Yeah, it's definitely a game I recommend. It's fun. It's heartwarming. It's one of the few story games I've had that has truly made me cry. And I think having the opportunity to stream it and voice the lines really just made it hit harder. But it's a good thing. Crying is a release. It helps. The body needs it from time to time. There is absolutely no shame. I wonder how many different little pictures like this there are. Like here we've got Melly and Neil playing up on the roof. Archery practice. Here we go. Ooh, I see we've got Baya in this front bush here for some reason. If I can't think of a good way to combine all these images, I'm definitely using this one, because this has the most people in it. Who's this? Familiar, but I can't place her. Come on, what's the next scene? Oh, that's a marvelous one. I actually might use this one instead. That's adorable. Doing little fireworks here as a party, a celebration of something. We even got Baya here with this sword. Okay, we're at the Kickstarters. Here, oh hey, we've got the party telling tales and writing them down right out front, despite the dreary day. And now my freaking heater kicks on. 3-hour stream. Luckily it didn't pop on before here, but whew. Oh, I just noticed there's... Oh, it's her friendship bracelet, isn't it? Tied around her wrist. Oof. But yeah, this... highly recommend. Even if you got spoiled by the ending watching these streams, get this game. It's great. This is on par, like, a lot of the, like, interactive novels I have, like, played are mostly text-based. And this is definitely up there with my favorites. Not just because visuals obviously add something more, but the quality of the storytelling is very good. Even if the only character customization you get is your pronouns on the beginning. There's no opportunity to give your own name and put it in. Because the story's not about you. You're just the innkeeper. The stories are about all of them. They are what's important. And the game does not underwhelm its own narrative device or metaphor just so the player can make it feel a bit more special to them. Not everyone can stand to do that. Yeah, whew. What a story. For those of you who are on my Discord, well, I'm going to have the schedule posted by the end of the night, by which I mean in a couple hours. My only stream for the next 7 days will be Tuesday, because it's the only night, really, that I'll have free after work. Everything else, I'm either working a night shift or I've got, like, gaming night with my party. That, well, with the game I'm running, really. So, obviously, I won't be able to really skip that. We haven't played that all in the last month. And also, I'll probably be very tired. But yeah, I'm thinking if I can't get my friend Ray, fellow streamer, and one I've wanted to, play with, because, gosh, we've been friends before either of us started streaming. He's a good kid, very smart. Minecraft is one of those things we haven't done in a while, but if they're not available to do it, I have another little interactive story game, much shorter than this. And if I don't feel like doing the voice acting, it actually has an option to turn that on. And it's not dumb AI, like they actually have voice actors do everything. Oh, that's a cute little table. Yeah, we're definitely getting this whole thing. God, my screenshot folder is going to be full, and I'm going to have to choose. Oof. Oh, wait. Oh, I just noticed that added on to here. Oof. Is it going to add on again or not? Who knows? Oh, boy, the screenshot folder. Okay, whew. I almost lost that. But yeah, the other game is called To Be or Not to Be. It's pretty much which Shakespeare story is it? Hamlet? But it's an interactive story, so I can choose to have different plot happen. I can choose to start the story from the perspective of his dad's ghost, or as Hamlet, or as shit. I'm blanking on her name, but his fiance. There's like a ninja ending where you can like just train to be ninjas, try to handle the his uncle, his father's killer, just secretly. Or there's the traditional ending of how it actually happened. It's very fun. It's another game I heartily recommend. And you know, if I do get to play with Ray in Minecraft, I'll save that for another stream. In the near future as well. Because it is a fun game. Okay, some of these names. Justan, oh, Taco Girl, yep, Justan, just a auto. Yeah. You get what I mean. Pun. Gosh, this has got to be like the last ring, right? Ooh, man, so many Kickstarters brought together enough money to make this wonderful game. The world is great. The world is grand that such things can be made. So I think this is the final screen, though. So I'm going to start looking for someone to raid into. Move that screen over so I can... There. Okay, Twitch one muted so it does not pop up on stream. Who do I follow that is currently on? Let's see. A lot of people are actually on who? You know, where's Melanie Papon is playing some Minecraft themselves. Because that is my plan for... Well, hopefully... Oh, hey, Goldfish, there you are. I just saw the message because I had windows in front of it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad you enjoyed the story. We are going to go through in case there's like one more secret like image here. I don't want to miss it. But yeah, after this we'll raid over to Melanie playing some Minecraft with friends. And for those who maybe won't be able to make it for the Tuesday stream, I wish you all a happy new year. Hope whatever plans may be going into next year, resolutions you are setting for yourself, I hope you keep it easy on yourself. It looks like tough times ahead in the political landscape. And taking care of yourself so you can, well, outlast the horrors that are coming our way, especially here in the US. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I hope everyone is just as healthy, if not more so than usual. Eat enough, drink enough, get enough sleep, take care of your body so it can take care of you. All the usual messages. And thank you for spending time with me in this year, the 2024. Those of you who are seeing this VOD on YouTube, well, thank you for sticking through the Soul series. I know it'll be about 10 episodes long after this, and I doubt anyone's going to jump just to the end with an emotional story like this. I hope you really enjoyed yourself and the horrible voice acting skills I've brought to the table here. It was fun, if not a little tricky on some nights. But again, thank you for enjoying the story. And I think the names are just cycling at this point, because I'm pretty sure I saw this name in particular the last time through. So we'll go ahead and write out. No, going to the BRB screen this time, because we all know what we're expecting. Oh, right, forgot to copy their name for easier reading out. /read. I know I just said it again, for those who are not joining for the final stream of the year, but I will say it, because I truly mean it. Hope you are eating enough, drinking enough, and getting enough sleep. Take care of your bodies so you can take care of your friends and your loved ones in the coming year. I hope to see you back here again. See ya.